on the chair. No scent of jasmine in the air, but stillness swept across the floor and painted shapes I can't ignore. No colors loud, no canvas white, just shadow sketches in the light. What the stillness drew was more than farewells do. It shaped the way the silence curled around the edges of my world. No clue, no cue. What the stillness drew was all she meant without a view. The mirror caught her not today, but framed the emptiness her way. A pillow leaned where dreams once fell, a lamp turned off but warm as well. Each quiet thing she never said now lives in corners of my bed. What the stillness drew was memory in hue. Not in her voice, not in her name, and in the way the windows frame the love we knew. What the stillness drew were lines that time could not undo. Some endings ring like final bells, but others hum in softer spells. And when the room forgets her face, the silence sketches back her place. And what the stillness drew is all I still walk through. Not ghosts, not grief, just tender air that speaks of someone once so fair, too soft, too rude. What the stillness drew was her in everything I do. The chair still leans the way she sat, a sweater draped, forgotten flat. Coffee stain beneath her name still circles like an old refrain. She left but not with a lock or seal, just faded into what was real. The memory left open, no hinge, no word was spoken, just pages flutter in the air of moments hanging half aware, not torn, not broken. The memory left open, like hearts too soft to say it's over. still face her side, as if she stepped out just to hide. The scent remains upon the bed, like stories paused but never read. And every door she once passed through still waits like something love once knew. The memory left open still leans on what's unspoken. No curtain pulled, no final chord, just echoes dressed in soft accord. No token, no omen. The memory left open, a vow unsaid, a truth unchosen. Some leave with weight, some leave with light, but she just left the switch at night. And now the dark feels not quite done, as if she might return for one. The memory left open, like sky that won't be woken. It holds me here between two frames, where silence whispers half a name. No tear, no motion. The memory left open, and time forgets how to begin. Her closet bare, her shelves were clean, like love had never lived between. No notes, no scent, no thread to find, just vacant space she left behind. I searched for something she might claim, but every edge erased her name. Nothing on her side, no trace she tried to hide. The bed still made, the light still warm, but all the meaning lost its form. No gear to ride, like she refused to even slide. I left my things across the floor, a shirt, a song, an open drawer, but hers were gone, not moved or tossed, just never missed, or maybe lost. The wall still held the nails she drove, but not the weight of what she wove. Nothing on her side, like time she nullified. She didn't take, she didn't steal, just let the silence slowly. No need to chide, nothing on her side, not even pain she tried to hide. Some leave with storms, some leave with fights, but she just vanished from her rights. nothing on her side. Not even words implied. No box to hold, no lock to turn. Just quiet where the corners burn. My arms open wide, but nothing on her side. And all my reaching is denied. She spoke so soft I had to lean, her voice a thread, a silken seam. But when she stopped, the room grew loud with things she never said aloud. Her final word was plain and small, but left a weight I can't recall. Beneath the sound she left were truths she never kept. A silence deeper than the note that clung like buttons on her coat. No scream, no theft, just sound she left, and what it buried in my chest. I play her voice on tape again, but all I hear is cold within. The way her breath would catch and pause like tides retreating from a cause. She didn't cry, she didn't plead, but left a wound that doesn't bleed. Beneath the sound she left were questions I still heft, like chords that hung without resolve, like poems time refused to solve. No tone, bereft, just sound she left, and silence stitched between each cleft. They say goodbye is shaped by tone, but hers left shadows not her own. And now the quiet hums her name through walls that haven't been the same. Beneath the sound she left, my heart still takes a breath, expecting echoes that won't come, just resonance that makes me numb. No voice, no cleft, just sound she left, and all the truths she tucked beneath. Beneath the sound she left, my heart still takes a breath. It starts with static, then her breath, a little laugh, a afraid of depth. She says, hey, it's me, just thought I'd call, like it meant nothing much at all. There's traffic humming in the back, and years of silence in the cracks. The last voicemail she left still plays inside my chest. No big goodbye, no final plea, just pieces of what used to be. And every word she didn't say sings louder than the ones that stayed. The last voicemail she left, a ghost I never could forget. She talked about a book we shared, a line she underlined then stared. She said, I hope you're doing fine, I miss your songs around this time. Then silence paused like it might break, but ended with a clean heartache. The last voicemail she left still echoes past my breath. It wasn't long, it wasn't clear, but God, it still brings her near. And every half-formed memory feels sharper than it ought to be. The last voicemail she left still haunts the part I can't reset. I should have called, I should have tried, but we all lose what we can't confide. And now her voice is just a sound that lives when no one is around. The last voicemail she left still plays inside regret, like vinyl hiss, like autumn wind that never finds its home again. I never pressed delete that day, it's proof she didn't fade away. The last voicemail she left still says the things I never said. I found it in a drawer beneath some postcards and a winter wreath. A mixtape labeled June and Blue, side A for me, side B for you. Your handwriting a little bent, like all the words you never sent. A mixtape left in an old drawer, with voices I don't hear no more. Each track a scar, each pause a breath, a soundtrack stitched with love and death. And though the tape won't always play, the silence still knows what we'd say. That mixtape left in an old drawer still holds the us that came before. Landslide fades into something fine, your taste in songs was close to mine. But in between the tunes we chose were things we hid and didn't show. Like why you left and where you went, and what that midnight message meant. A mixtape left in an old drawer still spins like time inside a war. A reel of highs, a loop of ache, where nothing's fake and nothing's safe. And though the years have changed the sound, the ghosts in there still hang around. That mixtape left in an old drawer says what our mouths don't anymore. No Spotify, no modern screen, just ribbon dreams and tambourines. And if I press rewind tonight, I might forgive or hold too tight. A mixtape left in an old drawer reminds me who we made it for. And though we never played side B, it sings like you were here with me. A fragile thing, a worn out score, but still it plays, and I want more. I lit it once, back in July, when your coat still hung nearby. I meant to blow it out by fall, but never did, just let it call. Its flame was small, but never died, like all the words I left inside. The candle that stayed lit through every storm and quiet split. No wind could take it from its post. It burned for you, the very most. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, just warmth you'd feel but wouldn't plan. The candle that stayed lit outlasted when your shadow quit. I watched it flicker through the news, through songs we loved and unpaid dues, through winter's breath and window frost. It stayed though everything I lost. And even when I left the room, its glow still whispered like perfume. The candle that stayed lit held memory without permit. It wasn't meant to shine that long, but it outlived our favorite song. No match could start what it became. It burned not fire but your name. The candle that stayed lit now lights the space where you once fit. Some loves explode, some loves resign, but this one just refused the light. And while the dark came slow and sure, that flame kept dancing like it knew her. The candle that stayed lit still sits beside the photograph you knit. No one's here to trim its wick, but still it burns, quiet and quick. And if you ever do return, you'll find the light that dared to burn, the candle that stayed lit, like me, too stubborn to admit.
I changed the bulb last New Year's Eve, though no one said they planned to leave. You packed one bag, you shut the door, but left your sweater near the floor. I swept the step, I made the bed, but didn't touch the words you said. And the porch light stayed on through every dusk, through every dawn, like some small flame that won't give in, still shining where you might have been. Neighbors asked if you'd return. I just smiled and let it burn. The porch light stayed on, even when all else was gone. The dog still waits at 10:30, like you might round that bend again. The swing still creaks when no one sits, like memory tugging at its bits. I almost turned it off one night, but couldn't make that feel quite right. So the porch light stayed on, like a stubborn, quiet song. No calendar said goodbyes, just shadows painted in disguise. I read your note, I knew it true, but light don't know what hearts still do. The porch light stayed on, like someone who still hopes for you. They say some lights are just for show, but some are love that doesn't know how to dim or say it's done, even when it's lost the sun. And the porch light stayed on long after all signs had withdrawn. It never asked for reason why, it only knew how not to die. And if you ever pass this place, that little bulb will know your face.
porch light stayed on, like the part of me that never moved on. The house was cold, the fire out. The night was thick with silent doubt. I found her coat behind the chair, still hanging with her in the air. It smelled like rain, like wind, like grace, like something time forgot to trace. I slept in her coat that night, held the sleeves like holding light. It wrapped me soft, it wrapped me gone to places where we still belong. No lullaby, no second chance, just fabric caught in half a dance. I slept in her coat, not for the heat, but for the ghost I couldn't meet. I didn't cry, I didn't speak, but felt her laugh in every creak. The zipper tugged like pulling back, a moment lost along the track. She left no note, just sent thread, but that's the thing that speaks instead. I slept in her coat again, like laying down beside what's been. No pillow spoke, no window stirred, just borrowed warmth and borrowed word. It didn't fit, it didn't close, but somehow fit my heart the most. I slept in her coat just to feel the only part of her still real. Somewhere grief in silent clothes, in flannel denim lace or prose, but I wore her in woolen thread and dreamed of things we never said. I slept in her coat once more, on the hallway rug behind the door. And when the dawn came soft and gray, I hung it back, then walked away. But every night since that retreat, I missed the warmth that didn't speak. I slept in her coat and knew it then. I'd never quite wear love again. We sat too close that autumn night, you in corduroy, me in quiet. The kettle whistled, but we stayed in silences we never weighed. I saw the flicker in your glance, but neither moved to take the chance. We never lit that fire logs were stacked, the match was near, but both of us held back the fear. We smiled like friends who almost knew, but didn't dare to see it through. We never lit that fire, but it still warms me when nights tire. You told me things you'd never share, like someone testing if I care. And I replied in half-formed notes, as if we walked on frozen boats. The flame was there, the kindling dry, but love needs more than just a try. We never lit that fire, though hearts lean close, a bit inspired. You brushed my sleeve, I held my breath, but let it pass like spoken death. And though we laughed and drank our tea, the air still cracked with what could be. We never lit that fire, but I still feel its phantom choir. Some flames don't burn, they just exist, like lines we thought of but dismissed. And maybe that's a kind of grace, to leave it pure, untouched by chase. We never lit that fire, but every fall I still inquire if somewhere deep you still recall that night we nearly risked it all. No ashes here, no smoke to show, but in my chest it set aglow. We never lit that fire, yet it's the one I'll never outgrow. Your coat was gone from off the chair. No keys, no note, no perfume there. But on the table by the sun, a coffee cup said what you'd done. The lipstick marked the rising steam, felt louder than a shouted scream. The cup was still warm, like you had just outrun the storm, like you had paused to take a breath before you chose a different depth. It held no words, it held no name, but told me love had left the frame. The cup was still warm, but you were already gone. I touched the rim, it burned my skin, the way a ghost might pull you in. No sound, no slam, no final line, just coffee cooling over time. I sat and stared like it might speak, but heat runs out and hearts go weak. The cup was still warm, like silence wearing someone's form, say where you had been. And though the toast sat in the rack, I knew you wouldn't be back. The cup was still warm, like love before it's torn. Some people leave with teary songs, but others go where stillness belongs. And all they leave are subtle signs, like cups and coats and crooked blinds. The cup was still warm, that was how I knew the harm. It wasn't rage, it wasn't fight, just leaving wrapped in morning light. I drank it slow, then let it be the last small heat you left with me. The cup was still warm, but colder than it used to be.
You didn't slam the door that day. No tire scream, no voice to sway. Just quiet steps on wooden floor and air that didn't breathe no more. The lamp stayed on, the clock kept time, but something vanished from the rhyme. No one heard the goodbye, no echo, no tear in the sky. Just the sound of chairs not pulled in space where morning once was full. I looked around but nothing said that love had packed and softly fled. No one heard the goodbye, but it still rings when nights go dry. The mail still came, the dog still barked. The porch light blinked when evenings darked. But your coat stayed behind the door, like it might guard the you before. The kettle boiled, the floorboards creaked, but not the words I wish you'd speak. No one heard the goodbye, no phone call, no final sigh. Just a whisper lost in dust, in coffee cups we used to trust. I checked for notes, I checked for clues, but all you left was faded shoes. No one heard the goodbye, except the air that watched us die. Some leave with thunder, some with flame, but you withdrew without a name. And all that silence now remains, like golden curtains after rains. No one heard the goodbye, but I still feel it walking by. Each time I open doors too slow, expecting you but always know. It wasn't loud, it wasn't fair, it vanished like a midnight
till candles died, then sat in stillness, side by side. No need for questions, no replies. The room was full of unsaid whys. But in that hush, your fingers moved, a kind of grace that silence proved, and all that silence understood. The way we hurt, the way we could. It knew our joy, it knew our scars. It kept our secrets safe in jars. No need for vows, no carved out script, just breaths between the love we sipped. All that silence understood, more than our speaking ever could. You'd pour the tea, I'd hum a tune. We'd let the day dissolve too soon. The ticking clock became our verse, a language calm, both gift and curse. And when you wept, you didn't say, but silence held you anyway. And all that silence understood, the pull, the push, the barely good. It hurt our dreams before we spoke, it mended hearts before they broke. We never needed grand declare, just one still gaze, just being there. All that silence understood and stayed when no one else withstood. Now you are gone, the rooms remain, but silence echoes soft with pain. Yet still it knows the shape you left and cradles me in what was kept. And all that silence understood still walks me through this empty wood. No words to song, no song to play, just quiet that won't walk away. It loved us well, it holds me still. The quiet ache, the gentle will, all that silence. You held your coat above your hair. I stood and watched the water stare. The bus had gone, the lights were dim, but neither spoke of her or him. The thunder rolled like distant truth. We just stood like strangers soothed. We waited through the rain, like silence might explain the pain. No questions asked, no plans unmade, just dripping time we let cascade. Didn't say what came that door. We waited through the rain, knew we'd never be the same. Your fingers trace the window fall, like lovers lost inside a log. You said it's late, I said I know, but neither moved to let it show. The street lamp flickered overhead, like even light could beg instead. We waited through the rain, like maybe stillness could remain. The kind of hush that holds two hearts, that ache but never pull apart. We stayed not close, not far away, both hoping rain had more to say. We waited through the rain, because goodbye felt too insane. And though the clouds began to lift, we lingered like a final gift. For once the sky had cleared its face, we'd lose the time, we'd lose this place. We waited through the rain, like memories etched on a window pane. No kiss to end, no last embrace, just water running down the face. And when you turned and walked alone, the sound of drops became my own. She didn't slam the door behind, just tied her scarf and cleared her mind. The coffee pot was still half full, the sky outside a gentle wood, her footsteps softer than the rain. No final words, no sharp refrain. She left like Sunday morning, no thunder, no warning, just sunlight spilling on the floor, and quiet where her voice once swore. She didn't cry, she didn't shake, just walked away before I'd wait. She left like Sunday morning, nothing's felt so wide and full. Her jacket hung for weeks to come, still smelled like rose and setting sun. Her book laid open on page 9, a note she never got to sign. The radio still played her song, but somehow it all felt so wrong. She left like Sunday morning, no storm, just light adorning the space between what could have been and all we held too deep within. She kissed the still warm yet slowly forming. A memory that's hard to keep, like whispered prayers we talk in sleep. She left no fight, she left no clue, just folded skies and shades of blue. She left like Sunday morning, and I still wake to her undoing. I found the frame behind the chair, still gathering the softened air. Your face was there but dim, not gone, like dreams we lose by waking dawn. The edges bled, the colors waned, like even time had grown ashamed. The picture blurred itself, without a hand, without a shelf. No coffee spill, no Rain Street glass, just love retreating from the past. Your smile once lit the paper skies, now lives in shades my heart denies. The picture blurred itself, as if forgetting was its stealth. Your shoulder touched a younger me, two silhouettes we used to be. I swore I'd guard that silver gleam, but silver tarnished every dream. No fire, no flood, no hand to blame, just slow decay without a name. The picture blurred itself, like whispers folded back to self. No sunlight touched it wrong or wild, it simply faded mile by mile. I stared to force your face to stay, but eyes can't will what time won't wait. The picture blurred itself and took you gently off the shelf. Some say a photo holds us tight, but memory bends away from light. It chooses what the heart can bear and erases what is no longer there. The picture blurred itself, like you walked out in quiet stealth. No creased goodbye, no scribbled line, just ink that chose to not align. And now that frame holds only haze, a ghost of love in gentle grace. The picture blurred itself and left me staring at myself. I
stood before the mirror's light at 10:30 in fading white. No lipstick smudge, no second brush, just quiet walls and hallway hush. It showed my eyes but not the pain, no trace of her, no water stain. What the mirror didn't say was how she slowly slipped away. It showed my face, it showed the lines, but none that marked where she resigned. It didn't speak of where we cracked, or how she took what I can't track. What the mirror didn't say was how I lost her yesterday. Her comb still rests beside the glass, a relic from a softer past. But when I search the silver frame, I see just me and half a name. She used to fix her dress, then smile. Now all that's gone, a ghosted mile. What the mirror didn't say was why she couldn't choose to stay. It showed my hands but not the touch of holding on to not enough. It kept the light, it gave me form, but not the cold after the warm. What the mirror didn't say was that her leaving looked this great. Never lies, but it withholds the silent truth that love unfolds. Some things can't shine in glass or chrome, like empty hearts or loss of home. What the mirror didn't say was how the light can fade that way. It didn't scream, it didn't sigh, just watched me shave, then wonder why. And though I speak to empty air, the glass just stares, it doesn't care. What the mirror didn't say still haunts me every single day. Wrote it down in sleepless nights, with shaky chords and bathroom lights. Each line a breath I couldn't share, each note a thread of silent care. It waited quiet on my tongue, but courage died while we were young. A song I never played for her, just ink and strings and whispered blur. It sat inside my chest too long, afraid she'd hear and prove me wrong. I meant to sing, I swore I would, but silence felt misunderstood. A song I never played for her now echoes where I can't confirm.
tunes from campfires lost in summer Junes. But not this one, not this refrain that held her name like summer rain. I tuned my heart, I laced the bridge, then left the truth on window's edge. A song I never played for her, like petals trapped in amber blur. She left before the chorus bloomed, and all my verses stayed in tune. Now every chord feels like alive when sung beneath an empty sky. A song I never played for her still waits where time cannot deter. If I had sung it soft and slow, would she have stayed? I'll never know. Some melodies are born too late and held too tight to change the fate. A song I never played for her still haunts these strings I can't differ. It follows me through every room, a silent hymn, a shadowed bloom. And though she'll never hear it play, it's hers in every note I fade. A song I never played for her now sings of all I never were. The sky pretended it was blue, as if it didn't miss her too. The sun came out but looked away. It didn't warm me much that day. The wind wore spring like Sunday clothes, but carried silence no one chose. The sky pretended it was blue, but I could see the aching through. It painted light on every tree, while shadows whispered back to me. And though the clouds were white and slow, they held a grief they didn't show. The sky pretended it was blue, just like I used to, loving you. Loving you. The neighbors smiled like morning news. The birds rehearsed their happy cues, but underneath their scripted grace was something cracked they couldn't face. I walked alone beneath the hue of something false and far from true. The sky pretended it was blue, a shade she'd always walk into. She'd laugh and lift her face to light, but now that color stings too bright. I almost waved into the air, but knew full well she wasn't there. The sky pretended it was blue, and I pretended I moved through. It's funny how the It's makeup just to carry on, while hearts like mine are out of tune, still stuck inside a colder June. The sky pretended it was blue, like postcards sent but never do. It offered hope in vain disguise to blind the tears beneath my eyes. And though it shines, it doesn't mend, for skies don't break and hearts don't bend. The sky pretended it was blue, and I still miss her through and through.
She stood there near the kitchen light, her shadow soft, her grip not tight. She asked me if the tea was cold, but didn't care enough to hold. Her voice was here, her hands were still, but something left against her will. She was gone before goodbye, before the tears, before the cry, before the door could close or creak, before my mouth found words to speak. She vanished in the way she stared, like looking through me, not quite there. She was gone before goodbye, and I still don't know the reason why. Her suitcase stayed for 2 more days, but none of her had planned to stay. She kissed my cheek like signing out, emotion made devoid of doubt. And though the bed still held her scent, it felt more ghost than resident. She was gone before goodbye, no fireworks, no shattered sky, just absence wrapped in presence thin, like love that folds itself within. I tried to joke, she didn't laugh, the silence split the room in half. She was gone before goodbye, and I just let the moment lie. We think it ends with final words, but endings come as silent birds. They perch for weeks and never sing, then vanish with forgotten wings. She was gone before goodbye, like stars that fade before we try to name the shape they used to burn. Too late to stop, too slow to turn. Now every bite feels hollow-eyed compared to how she slipped inside. She was gone before goodbye, and all I had was just a sigh.